Good morning, Electro Freeze. So I've already removed the bad pressure switch the other day when I diagnosed it, which was yesterday. We have to replace this pressure switch, which lives in there. And yes, we are unplugged. So there's our pressure switch connections, and here is our beautiful Electro Freeze next day air, because it's Friday and this machine is down until we get the pressure switch up. So this location understands, and I understand with them, how important a Dairy Queen having ice cream is. So here we go. I have to take this faceplate off to do what I need to do, and it's also going to be fun because that doesn't fit in the hole anymore. It is at 8 o'clock on Friday morning. I have a 10:45 appointment to cut this off, but I have to get this done before. So anyway, all right, let me show you. This is the one that came out. Look at the surface of it. You can really see why we had trouble. They actually had a priming mistake, and they had ice chunks in the barrel, which broke a couple blades and knocked out our pressure switch. So the pressure switch, you can see it's got a curve because the barrel is curved. Also, this is my jam right here, just a little trickery. So when that goes on, this goes in and then it locks in place with these little Allen keys. Very small and comfortable one. I always take mine and I shove them in the barrel. All right, that way you've got them. You can see remnants of previous replacements. Yeah. So. You can also see we have the head switch jumped out, which is the magnet that controls that. Alright, let me just show you what I do. So you can see the barrel's curved, right? So this has got to sit in there like this. And you can see the curve of the mushroom head, right? So not like that, right? If it were to sit on the right side of the barrel, it would have to sit this way in order to match it. But since it's on the left side of the barrel, it has to sit this way, right? So what I do to find, you can easily find the crown point. And actually you can see I missed it a little bit. You can find the crown point on the slope, then use that to make your marks left and right. So that when we feed this through, I know that my marks need to be facing towards and away. And it doesn't matter which way, but that's how we get it tight. They sell a tool that goes on here that holds it in inside, but I found when I have two hands, since I'm a super long, lanky guy, I can reach my arm all the way in there with my right arm and feed it through and grab it with my left. We're going to be challenged today because I am helperless. But that's because I have my doctor's appointment to go get this cast off. So I thought, one last hurrah. Let's see if we can't do it with one arm. All right, so we put our low temp silicone on. I did have someone help me so that I could push this through. I fed it through left-handed, and then I had the manager who was here hold the wires for me so I could get this worked in. But you can see now we can use our lines to set ourselves, and there's a little gasket so it holds. Now you don't need any silicone or lubricant on this, so this goes on. We're gonna mark this the same as well, and then we're gonna back these out and run the nut. Okay, so conceptually this is it. We've got the collar. Let me try and get some focus. So you can see the collar, I've got a mark on the side, so, and then this is marked. So this is now correct. You have to watch, because when you spin this, as you get tight, that wants to pivot. So you have to put one hand here and and then spin that so the inner collar doesn't move. That should be that. Now I'm going to take an adjustable, and I'm just going to put a little on that, tighten those down. I'm going to take my gloved finger, and I'm going to reach in there around that mushroom head. Let's see if we can get a focus on that. Right? And I'm going to make sure the silicone, I'm going to use my nail and feel is there any space around it. And then I'm going to rub the silicone around it one time. Hopefully it's fire and forget it. Okay, so long term we're going to put putty, which they send a new block. I saved the old as well because I like to really dial it up. But we're not going to do any of this until we let that silicone seat for a little bit on the inside, and then pressure test it. Right, so we're going to put sanitizer in it, make sure it's not leaking. There's no sense in putting putty in there and then thinking it's not leaking when it is. So I'll leave it totally open. And I'm going to give that silicone 10-15 minutes just to start setting. And then we're gonna put sanitizer, and once we're not leaking, then we'll make our putty worms all in there. We'll really pack this dense, and then we will seal up that machine pressed seam right there with silicone and the wires again, per manufacturer's specification. Okay, so don't trust your eyes. Looks like it's leaking there, but that's actually silicone. What you want to do is take a napkin, totally dry napkin. Take a totally dry napkin, wad it up, and push it all in there. And then give it 5 minutes. And if you come back and the napkin's still dry, no leaks. Okay, so take it out. Totally dry. Time to putty it up and do wire management. Alright, there we go, baby. So I packed this super tight. I actually use the equivalent of what's 2 blocks. And seal it up all the way around. We've got sanitizer running. Click. Uh-oh. Those belts look terrible. Not monkeying with those today. Alright, there you go, baby. I'm not saying, I'm just saying.